Hi guys, it's Erin. Today is Saturday. Normally I would be at the farmer's market, but I wasn't feeling great this week, so we didn't make it. But I wanted to take you along for a mini farm tour. We're going to have some kind of crazy weather over the next week, and normally I do my big farm tours in the middle of the month, once a month, but there's a lot of things that are happening right now this time of year that I want to show you guys and capture what it looks like right now, because 2 weeks from now it's going to look different. So like I said, we have some crazy weather coming up. Tomorrow we're getting what's called an atmospheric river. We should get over an inch of rain over the next 48 hours. And some wind and some other crazy weather, but then a couple days later we're going to shoot up to 80 degrees. So we're going from winter to summer within the span of like 3 or 4 days. So some of these plants are just not going to still be here, but I wanted to show you a few things, see how we're going to try to combat any real damage from the storms that are coming, and just give you an update on how everything looks. So first things first, you can see the ranunculus beds. These three are just gorgeous. They're also at the end of their life. It's it's June 1st, and yeah, that's about it for these guys. They certainly won't like it when it's 80 degrees. I know that happened already once a few weeks ago. It got up to 80 degrees and these were pretty stressed, but now they've been blooming for several weeks since then, and they only have maybe a month or so, give or take, of blooms anyway, and we're at the end of that cycle. So these are going to come out here in the next few weeks and make room for more sunflowers. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'll give you a quick little update on this garden, and then I'll move to the field, because that's where I'll show you the staking and trellising and what we're doing to try and keep all of our plants healthy and alive through the next few weeks, or excuse me, the next few days. All right, like I said, this is what's left of my ranunculus. They're so stinking pretty, but like I said, they're about done. You can see the foliage is turning yellow. It's just the end of their season, which is okay. Everybody has their season. Gosh, these pink ones though, my goodness. Some of the ones that I ordered for next year should be about this color, but bigger and fuller, and I'm really excited about that. This bed I haven't done much with. This was all the anemones. Amazingly, they're still blooming. They've been blooming since March. So that's 2-3 months of blooms off of these guys, which is just insane. The other reason I haven't cleared this bed out yet is because we had a whole bunch of larkspur self-seed. And since the larkspur that I planted out last fall, for some reason didn't ever germinate this stuff, I'm gonna let it grow. I know I got a bunch of weeds that are probably gonna cause me a lot of pain in the future, but for right now, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And I also didn't clear this part out because this Celosia, as you can see the little bees on it, it fits its name, called Bee's Friend. They just love this thing and they've been all over it, and I don't want to take it out yet. But I've cleared out most of this bed. I've left the white anemone back there because I'm going to dig and save those. I've cleared out all the rest of the ranunculus. If you saw my previous video, you saw these ones. I am drying and storing them. They're currently in the greenhouse drying out. But in the next couple days, I'm going to plant these up with some sunflowers. I have sunflowers and lisianthus that need to get put in these beds. So I'm going to get that done and then start working on clearing out where the anemone is that I want to keep. All right, we're out in the big field. There's a few things that have changed, and I'm just going to turn the camera around and walk you through everything that we've got going. So first things first, I'm not going to show you the good without the bad. I still haven't planted my eryngiums. Some of them are probably not going to make it. But look at the sweet peas, how tall they've gotten. They're not going to like the 80-degree weather either, but they're trying to bloom finally. They don't mind the cool weather. My yarrow and lupin starts are looking pretty happy. We started all these from seed earlier in the season. These lupin, on the other hand, partly because I was sick and I didn't get around to it, but also we have aphids going on. Can you see those guys? I know it's gross. But I have some ladybugs coming, and hopefully they'll be here soon. But these guys are not pretty. Yeah, and they're all over the place. So I couldn't cut these even if I wanted to. I do want to get rid of the aphid population though, so ladybugs it is. If you look from a distance, it looks nice. This bed, the yarrow is growing. It's starting to color up in little bits. Hopefully it'll get after it soon. This bed is sad. I haven't done any of the weeding that I needed to do, but I'll get there eventually. I have a bunch of herbs along here. This mint, apple mint, oh, it smells so good, and it's going to be a fantastic cut flower filler. The delphinium are in glorious bloom. I adore them. So for the storms upcoming, these little guys, they don't hold up well. So I'm going to put some individual stakes on all these. Sorry about my focus here. I'll put some stakes on them and hopefully hold them up. I also wanted to show you the peony, little peony garden. There's a lot that I can harvest, and I will harvest today before it rains on. But John got the fountain up and running. It's so peaceful. We sat out here for an hour last night, just enjoying the sound and watching everything grow. It was gorgeous sunshine, heat. Last night it was 70-ish degrees, and it just was perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start at this end and just work our way back. This first row here, I have mahogany splendor hibiscus. Still pretty tiny, but as soon as that heat hits, it'll go. But down here, if you remember in the video, I planted a bunch of apple of Peru, this guy, and the bunnies have gotten in here and eaten them. So pretty much this whole row is empty, which I'll take as an opportunity. I'm gonna direct sow a whole mess of cosmos in there. We already have some here, but I like to have a succession, so it's good. This next row is a whole bunch of biennials. There's foxglove, sweet William, sweet rocket. This is Canterbury bells. So are those tiny little blooms down here. Look at these guys. Funny. They're blooming at like 4 inches tall. I don't know what happened there. This next row, this is all amaranth. There's 4 different kinds here. And then the cosmos. Look at this. Cosmos are blooming. I'll start pinching these so that they branch out and give me lots of flowers. This next row is my first and second round batches of sunflowers. So this is one of the things that we're doing to protect from the storm. These T-posts we're putting in. John's also going to bring me a couple more to fill in this row. I do the method, it's called corralling. So we'll put in these T-posts all the way down. It's just like we do with the dahlias. And then he's going to bring home some baling twine, and we'll tie it off here and down to each post all the way around. And then we'll do some crisscrosses and everything else and make a sort of trellis for the sunflowers. But it it holds them in so that they don't flop over. You can see some of these guys are already trying to fall over. And as soon as we get some wind and some rain, they'll start bending and then they won't be usable anymore. And there's way too many beautiful flowers that are getting ready to bloom to lose them all in one storm. So that's part of the plan for today, is to get all of this done. This row, I have some massive weeding to do on the sides here, but this is my eucalyptus. And they've actually put on a decent amount of growth, some of these. It's pretty exciting. Look at that guy. That one's huge. But yeah, these are all gonna be good. They won't really be ready until late August, September. This is all the scented geranium. And then I don't know what I was thinking. I was gonna put my coleus down here. And then I remember that this whole thing is full sun. So I'm gonna clear out all this feverfew that's self-sowed, and I will put, I think the chrysanthemums will come out and be planted out here. And they'll get the same kind of corral trellising that the sunflowers get, because they get kind of floppy too. Okay, this next row is stock and then sunflowers at that end. Look at this. It's starting to bloom. I grow stock because they have the most amazing scent. They are also beautiful, don't get me wrong, but the scent is pretty amazing. It's almost a clove sort of scent. So if you'll notice, the trellising that we've put on here, this is the Hortonova netting, and it's just, we pounded in some rebar every 10 feet ish, and this will also try to keep these guys from falling over. Just like the sunflowers, you can see down on the side, some of these guys have already bent over. There's no fixing that, but if I can avoid it with the rest of them that are in the middle and keep them all upright, that'll be really a success in my mind. I've had a lot of struggle over the years not wanting to do this because it is kind of a pain to take down and then regretting it later. And then we have our dahlias. We've already walked through the same kind of corralling thing, her method that we've got, but I wanted to show there's a whole bunch of these babies that have popped up all the way down. Pretty nearly every variety, I think, has broken ground and is getting up and getting ready to put on some growth, and it's really exciting. I have, like everywhere, a bunch of weeding to do, but my goodness, these dahlias are ready to go. They're not really gonna like the rain over the next couple days, but they'll definitely like the heat after that. All of these, all the way down, we have sprouted dahlias, so they're all getting regular water. I'm not watering anything tomorrow. The zinnias, these have all grown quite a bit. They're also going to absolutely soak in the heat. Definite heat lovers, but look at these guys. They're just, it's really satisfying to see the field so full. This is my gear to do this row of snapdragons in stock with the netting. Let's see if we have any blooms down here. Nothing yet. That's good. This is the second round, but I want to keep them upright so they don't topple over. And then this row, there's some snapdragons at the end, but this is all black-eyed Susans. These will also get the netting to stake them up at some point. They clearly don't need it right now. They're really small, but they're healthy. Look at these guys. Aside from the occasional slug damage, they're doing pretty good. This row, we have, this is the Lavaterra and the Malapi. Man, these are the most beautiful flowers when they bloom. Just you wait. But then look at this. This Cosmo self-seeded. Who knew that Cosmos would self-seed in this zone, especially after the winter that we had? These, next we have our asters. These definitely don't like all the rain, but they'll get over it. And the Cerinthe, or the honeywort. These are looking a lot better than they have in years past, so I'm happy with that. These here are all the basil. They just want it to get hot. That's why they're still so small. There's some more honeywort. And then these are all bee balm. So these are much like the black-eyed Susans, where they will definitely need to be trellised. They flop over pretty regularly, and then they bend, and it doesn't work well for making bouquets. These are all the straw flowers, also looking really good. Straw flowers, oh, look at this weed. Some of these are crazy. Straw flowers are a cool flower, like a cold tolerant flower, so they haven't minded the chilly temperatures. But they're looking pretty good. There's gomphrena down at the end down there. It's everything. I'm pretty excited. Aside from all the weeding that I must do in the near future, it's all looking pretty good. These are forget-me-nots. This is cress. These will come up, bloom, and then turn in these beautiful seed pods. We have some saponaria and a bunch of big fat weeds. More cress. And then another round of sunflowers. This is my third succession. So the fourth, fifth, and sixth successions, which are all in the greenhouse, are gonna get set out into the field when the ranunculus come out. These are straw flowers, or not straw flowers, status. They're looking pretty happy. They're, yeah, some of these are good sized. Loving their lives. Just need that heat and they'll all explode, I promise. And then this last row, this is Celosia. These are all the floret varieties. They're looking pretty good, actually. They're gonna suffer the next day or couple days. But then same with most of this out here, that heat's just gonna bring them to life. These ones are Amy. These pretty little guys. And I have some Dara and some weeds and more to plant. Now this row back here, I still haven't planted. I just need to weed it out, and I'm gonna direct sow. I think I'm gonna mostly direct sow zinnias, maybe some black-eyed Susans or Cosmos, some stuff that likes the heat and will do well in a direct sow situation. Yeah, I'm debating on whether or not I'm gonna do the crane series of flowering kale, and those might go in there. Those will bloom technically. They're not really blooming, it's just growing taller, but they're for fall bouquets and arrangements, and I do plan on getting those sown this week. I'll do a video all about it. That might be a good spot for them. We'll decide later. But anyways, I just wanted to take you guys through, show you what everything looks like right now, because I'll do a full garden tour, like I said, in a couple weeks. And then and everything will likely look a lot different by then. The peonies will all be cut back, or the flowers will either be cut or bloomed out. Excuse me. The babies, I usually leave one or two on the little plants and cut the rest of them off so that the plant can work on its roots rather than flowers. But like I said, everything's going to change a lot, I imagine, over the next couple weeks. So I wanted to, both for you and for me, take a look and document what it looked like right now, so that we can do some comparisons potentially for in a couple weeks when I do the full garden tour. So I hope you learned something on how the trellising works, different types and methods to making that happen depending on the flower and depending on your weather. If you live somewhere that doesn't get a whole heck of a lot of rain and isn't super windy, you might not have to do much of any trellising, but here we get enough rain that every time it comes down, I got to worry about plants flopping over and being done for the season or bending so badly that I just can't use them. So anyway, I hope you like this. If you do, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment on anything you want to know more about, and I'll try to make a video about that. I do try to answer all of the comments that come in. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.